Now it's time for Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Hello, Chris.
Well, hi there, Paul. Good morning.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. We like to start the show with a song, kind of get everyone together. This is a great song, and I don't know if you can figure out why I picked it. I'm going deep here, folks. But here is the Rolling Stones with Bitch.
What?
Yeah. So that's the Rolling Stones with the extended version of Bitch. B-I-T-C-H is what we used to say in the, the junior high.
Well, unless you're referring to a female dog, I don't think you should be saying that word.
Fair enough. So anyway, that was a bitch, and it sums up the past week. Welcome to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Yeah, I'm Chris.
And I'm Paul. This is a show where we review the most important things from the past week and get you ready for next week. It's your one-stop podcast to keep you updated. It's a real week review. Just listen to us. You won't need any other information outlet. That's our guarantee. If it's Sunday morning, you can listen to us online at kctkradio.com, or you can watch us on Facebook Live. Sounds like we already got some people on there.
We
That's
do,
great.
yeah. Dave Snap says hi as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hi, Dave. But it's easier to use the KCTK smartphone app. If you don't have it, download it for free, and you can do it right now. You can join the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060. We welcome your participation. Maybe. You know what I mean? And then also you can find the Zoom link if you want on our Facebook feed, and if you dare to jump in, you can. The texter does that sometimes.
No texter?
No texter yet, but we hope that we hear his hilarity soon. Now, if you're listening to rebroadcasts, we appreciate it. It is played on Delmarva Talk Radio at 7 p.m. On Sunday nights, and Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on Good Talk Radio. So thanks for being our partners on that. Mm-hmm. I bring this up because I want to really emphasize, if you happen to be listening to a rebroadcast, you can always call 913-735-0060, leave a message, and tell us what you think of the show. All the accolades or any of the constructive criticism.
Yeah.
We are open to it. Coming up, we have a weekly news quiz, pop culture update, incredible special feature, headlines and predictions, and much, much more.
Yay.
Yay.
Good opening. That was solid.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And let's see what's going on with Chris.
Sure. Oh, man. Hey, so first of all, I believe you played that song because of Liz Cheney.
Yes.
We probably already established that. So what's going on with me? So I'm getting ready to leave on a big trip. So a lot of this week was about getting ready for that. But a couple of exciting things happened. One I'll mention with David Snap on here. I got to have lunch with Dave Snap and David Burris.
Wow.
This last week.
Gosh, I wish I had that Dave song I could play right now.
I know.
Sorry.
I know. I should have prepped you.
Yeah.
But it was, uneventful, but just nice to get to be with people that you like and you miss, and kind of coming back to things being a little more normal, things like that. Just so much fun. Feels so good. But had a little funny happen as we were walking out of the restaurant. We went to Bella Napoli down in Brookside. Mm-hmm. I says to Dave Snap, Dave, I talked to Lavoda, meaning you, but he couldn't meet with us today. Yeah. And he's like, oh, that's cool. And then I hear some kid behind me go, are you talking about Doug Lavoda? Like, what? No. And little kid, I don't know what he was, 17. Oh, here we go. You found it. Mm-hmm. So the kid's like, you talking about Doug Lavoda? He's in here every day. I'm like, no, I'm talking about Paul Lavoda, Doug's cousin.
Yeah.
So how about that? Your cousin hangs out at Bella Napoli.
And Doug is my father's first cousin, but he's very young compared to. He's in his 60s now, probably 62.
Okay.
And I have a lot of cousins from my Uncle Tony kids, but I think Doug or David, his twin brother, is the ones that you met before.
Yes. So I met them at your bachelor party and one other time.
Were you excited to see him in there? No, you left.
Yeah, I ran. I hastened my pace. Now, they were very nice guys to me.
Okay, you told me the story, and I just want to mention this briefly.
Yeah.
Folks, this coronavirus that we're getting out of, it's, people want to say it's not true or whatever it is, and there's not a very high percentage of affection or what am I trying to say? Deaths,
Oh, okay, yeah, mortality.
mortality. Thank you.
Sure.
But it's so unpredictable. Mm-hmm. And your friend Dave Burris, my friend too.
Yes.
He was in serious health condition because of it. Meanwhile, I get it and I get a headache.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be a tough question, but I want you to be honest with our listeners, okay?
I'll do my best.
Who's in better shape?
Are you talking
Dave Burris or me?
physical shape?
Physical shape, yeah. Or mental, quite frankly.
Emotional?
Go with all
You know
of
what? I'm going to give Dave an edge on all of them.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
fair
David,
enough.
he's an avid cyclist, I guess would be the word.
Mm-hmm.
In very good shape, and he credits that with saving his life. He told me a story, and it was harrowing what
Mm-hmm.
he went through.
Now, what it should do is motivate me to get in better shape. So if I come across an illness, I'm prepared to fight it. But what it motivated me more is to wear my mask, stay at home, and eat ice cream.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Yeah. But anyway, the point is you never know, folks.
Never know.
You just got to be really careful, and it sounds like everyone has. Now, any thoughts on that? They say you don't have to wear a mask. Have you dealt with this?
So
have you been in the world since then?
So we went out Friday night and met some friends, and we're wearing our masks in this restaurant down at the River Market called Tribe. Quick plug, Tribe was delicious. I would recommend it. I had a Kansas City hot, not a Nashville hot, a Kansas City hot chicken sandwich that was to die
What would
for.
be the difference? Do you know?
There was a little sweetness to the Kansas City hot.
Of course.
So it was sweet
Just like our town.
and spicy.
Yeah.
But I walked in, we're wearing our masks and thinking, oh, we'll go, sit down at the table. And the bartender greets us. I'm like, oh, he's not wearing a mask. And then the host comes up, not wearing a mask. And I'm like, nobody's wearing a mask in here.
Interesting.
And it was weird. And then I get up to go tinkle, as is my wont.
It is your want.
And I'm pulling my mask out. And the couple that we were with, Paul of the couple, not Darcy, but Paul says, hey, I'm not telling you what to do, but like nobody is wearing their mask walking to the bathroom. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. I'm fully vaccinated. I guess I'm just going to walk with my face out for everybody to see. But it was weird. So what about you?
Yeah, I went to a couple restaurants this weekend. Just a big deal, I guess. Really. But I would walk outside, no mask. I'd walk inside, right?
Yeah.
And I'd walk inside and put the mask on, then go to the table and sit down. So I don't know what the rules are for these people, but
Yeah.
we went out and it took me forever to look at that. So we went to Rye and had dinner. So I don't know what the rules. You still have to do what the person that owns the store.
Yeah, the
or
business
place.
can still decide.
Yeah, but it's nice. I think that we're still going to have a mask in our pocket for a while. Mm-hmm. And many people will say, hey, are you happy to see me? Or do you just have a mask in your pocket?
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be saying that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's a good move. I'm happy with that. They say that you're still supposed to wear it if you haven't got the vaccine.
Right.
I don't believe that people who don't get the vaccine will still wear their mask.
I may have a joke about that in my headlines and predictions. Yeah.
Does it have something to do with how are the people going to... I mean, anyone who doesn't want the vaccine tells you they don't want the vaccine. How are they going to tell everyone when you don't have to wear a mask anymore?
I don't know.
Is that the nature of the joke?
I don't know. I did see some posts on Facebook last night from different people. I'm choosing not to get the vaccine, and that's my right.
Okay.
Which absolutely is.
Yeah.
But I did wonder about the timing. Like, oh, is this because... How else are you going to signal this now?
Mm-hmm. And this is just where we are in our society. So I look at the TikTok every once in a while.
Sure you
I saw a TikTok. This lady says, I don't think we should have to wear a mask. So when I go to a store and they require me to wear a mask, I politely leave and do my shopping someplace else.
That's totally reasonable.
And so I'm like, I'd comment, hey, thank you for your reasonable reaction.
Yeah.
I think maybe most people are probably like that. Mm-hmm. As opposed to these people who are yelling at,
having a tantrum.
17-year-olds
Yeah.
at a store. That's
Yeah.
probably not as typical. It's just in the news, and
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Oh, I do want to mention I'm driving a truck now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled up in front of your house in a truck.
It's a
today.
bitchin' truck, too.
It is bitchin', yeah. I've never been a truck guy. I've never had a truck. And now I've got a 2005 Chevy Silverado 4x4 single cab short bed. Mm-hmm. And it's exciting. I
Yeah.
feel like a badass in that
Yeah.
truck.
You are a badass in that truck.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
jealous of it. I really would love to have that thing.
I almost put it in 4-wheel drive coming to your house today just to
Yeah.
do it. And it's raining, but then I'm like,
I didn't know, maybe you just pull up to the front door through the grass.
just go right through your
This is
picture
what I
window
do.
in
This
front.
is what I do now.
Dude, I'm a truck guy. So yeah, I've never been a truck guy. We sold Jane's car. She's driving mine. I'm driving the truck, and it might be my last car. It's a 2005, but it only has 24,000 miles. I may never need another vehicle in my life.
Have you drove it through the Grandview Triangle and the 435?
I have not.
What do they call that? The clusterfuck?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I remember Johnny Rollins. Do you remember him?
Looking at this there's traffic at the Gravity Triangle, and it looks like a truck's trying to get through the clusterfuck. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you. And scene.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
Did you make that up?
I did.
Wow.
Well, no, I wrote it. I wrote it before.
Okay.
This is always the tough part of the show for me,
Yes.
because I did go to the parlor and have dinner. Got myself a Big Mike.
Not what?
That's what it's called.
Where'd you meet this guy?
It's a variation of a Big Mac.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But okay, so here's the big news for me this week.
Yeah.
We didn't get to do the Generations Unite podcast because my
No.
daughter Megan is completing a semester of her master's degree. So
Oh, good for
She
her.
wanted to she didn't want to do that. Didn't get to do the Tracy's Tips and Dips because the lead dip was out of town in Palm Springs.
I saw some Instagram posts.
Yeah, and
Looks like he's having a terrible time.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy. We didn't do the week review because I've been having trouble with my Podbeam. They're the ones who distribute it for me,
Right.
as this show too. But the feed is all messed up because we have advertisement in the beginning and the end of the program, like we do on this program,
Right.
But it was messing it all up, and I was fighting it, and I was mad about it, and it was just so no podcast. We had no podcast since this time last week.
Was that a weird week for
It
you?
was a weird week.
I bet.
Yeah.
So what can you do? Can you reset?
Here's what I
Can
did.
you flick your Podbean?
I asked the people who add the ads to cancel my account and then start another one. Mm-hmm. Well, we can't do that with your email address. So I used another email address, an old one I had.
Yeah.
And just did it, and now I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
So, and we were fine anyway. I make, I don't know, every time someone downloads a podcast, I make up to a quarter of a penny or something dramatic like that.
What are you doing with all this money rolling in?
I'm putting it into Dogecoin. Dogecoin. Now, where's that at?
Oh, God. Let me see.
Did you buy any more after
Here's the problem I
Gary Tesla messed it up?
I'm hoping this doesn't throw everybody off the Facebook. I didn't close Facebook out. So I am up. Let me tell you how I'm doing with my Doja. Mm-hmm. I'm still up 453%.
Okay.
With this. So
At one point,
it's
you
not
were
as
up
high
what?
as it was.
Well, how big were you before?
Paul, that's rather wow.
Yeah.
This is a family show.
Is it?
Well, I don't know. I was probably up about 600% at one
okay.
time, and now I'm only up 450%.
Wow. I'm sorry.
What are you going to do? Oh, and my Doja better do well, as Dave Snap points out. I got my truck just in time for $3 a gallon gas. So, as usual, my timing's impeccable.
Yeah. Well, you know what happened? You know what happened with the gas, right?
There was a pipeline?
The Russians hacked the pipeline.
Yeah.
And then everyone went as Americans do, ape shit.
God dang, they did. Yeah.
And, of course, it's summer. And believe it or not, but prices go up in the summer.
Every year.
Yeah. I don't know. They legally gouge us all the time.
I
So-
saw a meme of somebody pulled a screen cap from a Simpsons where Homer is filling his trunk up with gas.
Mm-hmm.
Where once again the Simpsons accurately predicts the future of idiocracy
Yes.
in our country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not believe people filling up plastic bags with gasoline.
And I'm just so over the I'm just mad
Yes.
at the Republicans saying that this is the Green New Deal. You know, here's where the criticism should be, and we'll get into this other thing. The criticism the Republican Party, the minority party, should say, President Biden, we've been attacked, and it's hurt our business and our gas. What's your plan to fix it? That's the conversation that they should have. Not you did this because you didn't.
Right.
Not it was lower last year under Trump because we were in a pandemic.
Yeah.
The answer is what's your plan to do it? I have a plan. This is what I would do if I was president.
Yeah.
You know this Space Force thing
Right.
that Trump started?
Yeah.
I would make that into a cyber force.
Oh.
They'd be called Space Force because it'd be bitching. You know, you'd still be called Space Force.
Yeah, because it's cool.
Right. There's places like this, basements everywhere where you could just recruit people, and all they would do is go after these hackers.
Cyber Force. That's kind of cool.
But it'd be called Space Force because where is everything? It's in the space.
It's everything's in space.
And then I would say, if you guys are listening to this, don't tell anybody this, okay? Because this is the plan. I want Joe Biden to do this. I would go and just tell everyone, no, the Space Force. You know, that's what Trump did. It's crazy. They're worried about lasers from Mars and stuff. Don't worry about them. But
See.
yeah.
Are you going to run for president?
It's funny you should ask that question because I was at dinner with some friends on Friday night, and I explained to them my platform when I run for mayor of Independence.
Oh, okay.
And you know this, right? I've told it to you. Everything gets torn down. You don't want the American Inn torn down? It got torn down, and we have a nice Panda Express there now.
We sure do. It's delicious.
We're going to tear all the stuff down. The Toys R Us, the
That
all
whole
that
thing
stuff.
needs to go.
Just tear it
Yeah.
all down. Maybe they could build some nice houses there.
Yeah.
You tear stuff down. There was a thing in the Examiner that they just bemoaned that the Thompson house was destroyed.
Not the Thompson house.
You know what that is?
No.
Well, it's not the Thompson twins, but it's on 40 Highway, and it was an old house built by slaves. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it
across from Orlando Liquors,
yeah.
down by Nativity?
Did it used to be a Mexican restaurant a long time ago? Yes.
It should have been torn down many years ago.
Yes, I remember this.
And who cares? No one knows who Thompson is. They didn't do anything except have slaves build, and they just bemoaned the history of it.
yeah.
Just tear everything down. Tear it all down. Tear it all down. Okay? And as I said this is my platform. My hilarious wife goes, "Oh, that's great. Now, is this after I'm dead that you're running for office again?" And it will be.
I mean, she has a right. You know.
Okay, see, folks.
All right.
We've talked about the news.
Yeah.
You're basically already up to date, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to
Yeah.
do the Slate News quiz.
Yeah, let's see how many of these we get. I think we went 5 for last week.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, here's a premise. We read the question, then we discuss the news. You hear my outrageous opinions.
Yeah.
Chris looks at me in a very strange way, like, what's wrong with this guy? And then you think, he should run for mayor.
He wants to tear everything down. That's my kind of guy.
Okay, question number 1. Which Israeli aerial defense system was employed to intercept rockets launched by the Palestine Hamas movement towards Jerusalem?
I have no idea the name of their defense system.
Here's some of the choices. Magic Mushroom, Sky Wars,
Yeah.
Sun Tower, Iron Dome. I feel like there are about domes over there.
Yeah, that seems to make the most sense to me.
Magic
It's
Mushroom
protective.
is a delicious cereal, too. You should have
I
it.
don't think it's a delicious cereal. Hey,
I got it right.
all right, score.
So, congratulations, everyone.
Well, it's not right yet.
Let's see if it's right.
Okay, it is.
Yeah, it is Iron Dome, which was actually your nickname in high school. You know, I got a joke about this later, but just, I mean, come on.
Yes.
Can't you be a supporter of Israel and say you should treat the Palestinians better? And can't you support basic human rights for Palestine and think Hamas is bad people?
I would think that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be if you get on Twitter.
I know. Everything's so polarized.
Hamas is terrible.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw a video of them faking a funeral.
Really?
So they're carrying a guy and they're all crying and everything, and then they hear the sirens and they all run, and the body goes up, and then he gets up, and
You sure it wasn't an old Benny Hill skit that you
it
saw?
seemed like it was. It was hilarious.
Okay.
Okay, question 2. Which House Republican from North Carolina introduced the formal resolution removing Liz Cheney from GOP leadership in Congress? Wow, I don't know this one.
I don't know either.
Alma Adams, Candace Miller, Kathy Manning, Virginia Fox. I'm familiar with Virginia Fox.
I'm familiar with Vivica Fox, but I don't know if that's the same thing.
Virginia she made a lot of movies, debuting at the Old Chelsea Theater back in the 80s. I'm going to go with Kathy Manning. What do you think?
It's as good as any of the others.
Oh.
You should have gone with Vivica Fox.
It was Virginia Fox.
Yes.
The entire procedure lasted less than 20 minutes because it was a voice vote. There's no official tally of those who supported or opposed Cheney.
Yeah, 16 minutes.
Man, this Kevin McCarthy really wants to be speaker. Doesn't
Big
he?
time. Yes.
Wow. It's crazy. Okay, we lost it, folks.
Okay. It's all right. We can still get 4 out of 5.
All right, let's do it. Question 3. A U.S. Coast Guard cutter fired multiple warning shots at Iranian boats fast approaching the U.S. naval formation in which body of water? The Strait of Hormuz?
Sounds good.
The Strait of Mount... I don't know any of these.
Ooh,
What do you
wow.
think it is?
This is a tough one. Okay. Multiple warning shots approaching in which body of water?
I feel like it's the Strait of this.
Okay, we'll go with the Strait of Hormuz. Hey!
I got it right, folks.
All right, well, we don't know. Yep, you did.
Yeah. I wasn't familiar with this either.
No, these are tough ones this week.
Yeah. Okay. Senator Rand Paul and Dr. Anthony Fauci had a heated exchange over the possible funding of which type of research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology in
Yeah.
China.
I have no idea.
I think it's called the gain of function.
Now, did you just guess that, or did you know it?
It was the only one that I recognized.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't recognize any of them.
The gain of function. Fauci denied Paul's claims that the coronavirus was being juiced up in Wuhan to create a super. I don't understand this either. I wouldn't put past that facility to create the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. And at that point, it's like, so what? What do we? It's still when this was coming out, it was really, so what? We still got to wear masks. We still got to do things. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. And so now the question should not be, oh, Joe Biden's communist like for China. The answer is, if China does this stuff, what are you going to do, President Biden?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got good questions for the president.
I don't know. Maybe I'm a good Republican. Okay. Question
Yeah.
5. As diversity problems plague the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which actor
Ooh, I know
has
this
returned his 3 Golden Globe Awards?
Tom Cruise. Did you
That's
see
it.
Michael Che's joke last night about that?
I did, but I don't remember it. What was it?
Said Tom Cruise returned his 3 Golden Globe Awards as a protest of a lack of diversity in the Foreign Press Association. This was tough for him because they were on a very high shelf.
That's right. Okay. What did Tom Cruise
Get a Golden Globe
get a
for?
Golden Globe for?
I have no idea. Taps?
Taps? Jerry Maguire?
Probably Jerry Maguire. I don't know.
Rain Man?
Maybe. All the Right Moves.
No, it's not all the
okay.
right move.
That was a great movie, though. Probably Rain Man, Jerry Maguire.
Tropic Thunder.
Was he in Tropic Thunder?
I think so. I don't know.
Let's see. I'm curious. Tom Cruise Golden Globes. What did he get? Oh,
Born on the 4th of July.
Born on the 4th. Gosh, they're showing him. Okay, yeah. Magnolia, Jerry Maguire,
Magnolia.
Born on the 4th of July.
Magnolia.
And he was nominated in Tropic Thunder, Risky Business, A Few Good Men, and The Last Samurai. There you go, folks. Don't say we don't teach you anything on this show.
And by the way, Tom Cruise is the biggest movie star of all time.
Yeah.
I know you want to sit there and tell me it's John Wayne, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we got that said.
And you know who's got to be up there
Who?
as biggest actor of all time as far as box office haul? It's got to be Adam Sandler, right? He's had 1 million movies and made a ton of money.
Yeah.
He's a smart businessman.
And a looker.
He is a looker. Okay, we did
I
pretty
don't know.
good.
We got 4 out of
4 out
5.
of 5 ain't bad.
And I still feel like we lost.
Yeah.
I feel like the Royals, number 1 in the division, and then now the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, God.
So that's really awesome.
I need to gather myself together.
Well, this is where we take a break.
Oh, good.
And we'll be back with more of Past Week next week with Chris and Paul.
Hey.
Looking at the past 7 days so you don't have to. You could join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060.
We've been told that perfect mornings exist for the lucky few. That morning people own the waking hours. But the truth is, mornings belong to all of us. Your mornings are what you make of them. All it takes is saying yes. Starbucks Morning Yes.
Look for Starbucks coffee in a grocery store near you, then sit back and enjoy the exceptional taste of Starbucks at home.
Hi, Tom Gully from The Tom Gully Show here. Listen to the show every weekday at 5 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Also on the web at carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a free vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
This is Tracy from Tracy's Tips and Dips. Listen to the show every weekday at 11:30 a.m. and our live show Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
Hey folks, here to talk to you about Ranger Rob's Pet Poopy Bags. It's a great product, biodegradable and all that, shit. Oh wait, and here it is, $8.95 on Amazon. You can get it at www.rangerrobshop.com. They're cost-effective pet poopy bags, easy to manage, handles extra wide. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity, Chris, to ask you and our listeners this question.
Okay.
I have this dog right here, Blue, who's at your side.
She's right here next to me.
We've had her for 3 years. In fact, yesterday was her gotcha day.
Aww.
She is terrified of the storms.
I can tell she's really nervous here.
Now, I used to have a dog named Chelsea who was elderly and got scared.
Sure.
I've never seen a young dog like this be scared. And I don't know what to do. I know there's storm jackets and even medication you can give them, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had a dog. My very first dog, Gypsy, was scared of thunder since she was a puppy, and it never left her. So I know it's mostly older dogs, but I have heard people have good luck with the storm jackets.
What did you do?
We didn't do anything.
Just hugged her and been next to her?
Yeah, just, give her some love. What I'm trying to do with Blue right now.
What happens is she comes to me and wants me to go outside as if I can like turn it off or something.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But she's with you, and if you have a dog that needs this type of attention, call Chris. But if you have a dog who needs their poo-poo picked up, call Ranger Rob, Pet Poopy Bags. And I guess if she gets scared, it's okay. I'm still going to love her and support her because it's easy to clean up her mess.
That's so nice.
So this Ranger Rob Pet Poopy Bags, get it today for $8.95, and you can tell them that Gilly, the pug, sent you. I'd have Blue say it, but she's busy.
Yeah. Poor Blue. She's a nervous little Nelly here. I'm trying to comfort her.
Welcome back.
Hey!
Past week, next week with Chris and Paul.
Yay!
Did you get some more coffee?
I did, yeah. This is delicious, too. I need it. I don't know what my deal is. Maybe it's just the rain. I went to bed at midnight right after SNL last night. Didn't get up till after 8. I don't know what my deal is, but I'm having a hard time waking up here.
I need to make my ad a little bit longer, don't I? So we can go get ourselves some coffee.
Maybe so. Maybe add another 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's sad, folks. I know you hear the dead air, you hear the Ranger Rob, and you're like, get to it, folks. Stop talking about the dog. Get to the reason we showed up, and that's pop culture news.
Hey, so here's some exciting stuff, Paul. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2021 inductees are... The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame revealed its 2021 inductees, marking the most diverse group by musical genre in the organization's history. To be eligible for induction into the Hall of Fame, an individual artist or band must have released its first commercial recording at least 25 years prior to the year of nomination. Inductees include Foo Fighters, The Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Carole King, Todd Rundgren, and Tina Turner.
Any reaction on any of those, Chris?
What's funny to me is looking at all the Foo Fighters, for whatever reason, I never listened to them, but it just doesn't seem like they could be old enough to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. Go-Go's, yeah. Jay-Z, too, for that matter.
Now, Go-Go's were kind of a breakthrough band. Carole King was just an amazing writer. Todd Rundgren he never really broke through as a household name, but really did a lot of stuff. And the one that surprised me was Tina Turner isn't on there already.
That's a little surprising to me as well. Yeah.
And Jay-Z's really interesting because I don't know. People just love Jay-Z. I don't know if you could say he's had a lot of breakthrough hits. Like,
I think he's been more influential with like who he's shepherded along in the industry, and I know this doesn't deal directly with creating music, but just his aptitude as a businessman and figuring out how to could go in the business.
He's certainly
of music.
someone to admire, but I think that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I used to think it was what I used to call bitchin'.
Yeah.
It's really dumb.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I hate to tell the baby boomers this, but there was actually music before they showed up.
What?
But they were bitching, man. They had to be rock. It had to be rock and roll.
Yeah.
Hey, man, turn it up. And now it's just music. It's just popular music. And I don't know why I don't see a Pat Boone in there. I don't see a Frank Sinatra. I don't see, from the olden days of popular music.
Right. Let me ask you this. If you were in Cleveland and you had time, would you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Once.
Okay.
I'd go there one time.
All right. That's fair.
So it's as stupid as the Oscars. Here's something that's not stupid, Chris. Bill Maher thanks fans following COVID-19 diagnosis. The host of HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher tweeted his thanks to supporters. Thanks to all wishing me to get well. Hard to do since I feel perfectly fine, but I appreciate it. Bill Maher wrote. Bill tested positive during weekly staff PCR testing for COVID, the show announced. He is fully vaccinated, and as a result of he is asymptomatic and feels fine. The show's taping schedule for Friday was canceled and will be rescheduled, the show said. I don't understand this. So, you're fully vaccinated. You can still get COVID.
Yeah.
And you can still spread COVID.
Right.
But the vaccine helps you not get sick.
Well, it's two things. The vaccine helps you not get it.
Okay.
But if you do get it, it helps you have a much higher chance of it not being serious.
Okay. So he could have got it after the vaccine.
Yes.
Okay. Which is a rare thing, but he could have.
Well, I don't know. Do you know which vaccine he got? I did not see that in any of the news.
No.
But, yeah, I think it's 90. If you got Pfizer, it's like 96% effective. So you got a 4% chance of still getting it. But if you do get it in that little 4% window, your chances of it being serious are way less. I don't remember
but
by
you
how
can still
much.
spread it to
But
people.
you can still spread it.
Yeah. Are you a Bill Maher fan?
You know, I like Bill Maher. I don't know if I'd say I'm a fan. I don't watch his show. I'll watch little clips, but
he more than any person on TV, I agree with his thoughts. He's really liberal, but also he hates all the woke stuff.
Yeah.
But he's really becoming a grumpy old man.
Oh, wow. You can totally relate.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Chris?
Hey,
Back
speaking
to
of
you, Chris.
people that you don't care for.
What?
Ellen DeGeneres plans to end her talk show in 2022. Ellen DeGeneres tells The Hollywood Reporter that she plans to end her long-running daytime talk show in 2022. When you're a creative person, you constantly need to be challenged. And as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore, DeGeneres said.
And you know this is bullcrap, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess she was real, as kids say, bitchy to everybody.
Oh, wow. There's that word again.
Yeah, and then
There's a theme here.
And she was getting a lot of bad press, and she had it.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally believe that. And she says it has nothing to do with that, but
I don't believe it for 1 second.
Yep.
But here's something that will make you smile.
Okay.
Chris Rock recalls the final time he saw Chris Farley. Wait. Comedians Chris Rock and Chris Farley were great friends in the 7 years together on Saturday Night Live in the 90s. In a new interview with Esquire, Rock says that before Farley died of an overdose in December 1997, he knew his friend didn't have long to live. That's sad.
Yeah, I went out, when I saw this, I went out and did a little research on it, and I read more of the interview, and Chris Rock's like, yeah, he invited me over to his apartment, he's showing me his new place, he goes, and I thought, this is going to be the last time. He goes, I don't know if you've been around an addict, but it always comes back to the drug with them. So I don't know what he meant by that, but sad.
Did you know that Chris Farley did, they say, like 65% of the voice for Shrek, and then he died, and so they had to have Mike Meyer come and do it?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's sad. I went out after I looked up this interview, and I ended up watching Adam Sandler singing his Chris Rock song that he did a few years ago on SNL.
Yeah.
It was really touching.
Yeah.
He did a nice job. Well, hey, Paul, how about this? Huh? Let's bring it up a bit. Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo met at the Brit Awards. Pop star Olivia Rodrigo performed at the 2021 Brit Awards Tuesday night, but likely even more exciting to her was meeting her idol, Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
The two have communicated over social media, with Rodrigo rocking out to Fearless, Taylor's version,
Sure,
and Swift referring to Rodrigo as her baby on Instagram. They finally met in person for the first time at the Brit Awards. Rodrigo also passed Swift a handwritten note.
Wow. This is what we've all been waiting for.
Yeah. What are the Brit Awards?
Who is Olivia Rodrigo?
I don't know. Yeah.
That must be a thrill for her.
And do you think Swift checked yes or no on the handwritten note?
She's probably very gracious to up and comers.
I'm sure she is. Yeah.
But let's not add this like this was, I'm trying to think of, I don't know, Mick Jagger and John Lennon. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yes.
This is Mick Jagger and
Tony Basil.
Yes.
Okay.
I was going for someone nowadays, but you went with someone from the 80s. Well, here's some good news for you, Chris.
Oh, good.
Felicia Rashad, appointed Dean of Fine Arts at Howard University. Howard University announced the alumna Felicia Rashad has been appointed Dean of the recent reestablished College of Fine Arts. It's a privilege to serve in the capacity and to work with Howard University administration, faculty, and students in reestablishing the College of Fine Arts, Rashad said in a statement. The esteemed actress graduated magna cum laude with a Bachelor in Fine Arts from Howard in 1970.
Wow.
Now, when you're a dean, you have to do work, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
That's not just, hey, Claire Huxtable, here's a class for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's going to require a lot of work. I think it's super cool. She's coming back and doing that.
Does she have management experience? I mean, does she have anything with the academics?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's not like in charge of the whole university, just the dean of the College of Fine Arts, but yeah.
It seems like a job that you need a little experience for.
I would think so, but I don't know. I mean, she's old now, and she's still doing something, so I admire that.
Do you think Stern tells her what to do?
Stern?
Isn't this his thing, Howard University?
Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord. Wow.
There you go, folks. Thanks for joining us. Hey, we've had a lot of fun with Showbiz News, but we also like to do a special feature.
Yeah.
Now we present Questions.
Now we did some kind of a nice moment for you and I last week.
It was touching. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's like questions. Does your best friend know? These are silly questions.
Oh, boy.
So we're going to ask questions together. Again, we like questions on the show because it allows us not to have to prep it all.
Yeah. Yep, I'm all for that.
Let's see here. So these are funny questions to ask a friend. Have a lot of fun with it. And with that said, Chris, do you have one you want to do?
Yeah. Here, I'm just going to start at the top with you here.
Okay.
What's the funniest name you've actually heard used in the real world?
A real name?
Yeah.
Galen Dickensheets.
Oh,
this
that's
is Tracy.
good.
Tracy knows neighbor growing up.
That's good.
Yeah.
I had a friend who worked at a bank, and she said that there was a customer who had a lot of money with the bank, and she was, in her training, was told when he comes in, do not make fun of his name. And his name was Harry Heine. I think that's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, there you go, folks.
And speaking of, there was a movie. I was flipping through the guide the other day, and the lead character in this movie is Detective Harry Hole.
Huh. And you're like, is there not a writer for this movie?
Like, come on, who did that? I want to see what that movie is. But anyway, go ahead, ask me a question.
This is an interesting question. If your 5-year-old self suddenly found themselves inhabiting your current body, what would your 5-year-old self do first?
I mean, so my 5-year-old self is now in a body that's fully developed.
Yeah. And deteriorating. It's where you are now.
And rapidly deteriorating. Yeah. You know, I mean, I could go with the nasty stuff. I think my 5-year-old body would be...
Were you all into that when you're 5, though?
Not...
I mean, you're 12 or 13,
Not
yeah.
really, but I
Yeah.
was aware that there was a difference between adult bodies and kids.
So you'd
bodies.
probably kiss a girl and touch a boob.
Yeah, right. Like I'd be able to pull that off. Yeah, might as well jump to the moon too. I think I'd be thrilled with my strength, honestly.
Really?
Not that I'm super strong, but if you're in a 5-year-old body and all of a sudden you're in a grown man's body, yeah, I'd probably bench press or see if I could rip a phone book in half or blow into a water bottle till it blows up or something.
Now, I like to tell my wife, when I was a kid, here's what I wanted. When I was a kid, a little kid, I wanted a pool.
Yeah.
I wanted some puppies.
Yeah.
I wanted a pretty wife
Yeah.
who made food. And I wanted my own radio station.
Wow. And remember when Dad and I used to sit around and talk about S-shaped hedges?
Now, I have all of those now. So I think what my first thing would be to go jump in the pool. Like, I think it was the coolest thing ever.
God, that's a nice story.
Wait a minute. That's more answering the question if your 5-year-old self came here, not you went to your body.
Yeah. I just followed the question.
Okay.
I don't know.
My answer would be I'd go on a very strict diet.
Okay.
Back to you, Chris.
Okay. What sport would be the funniest to add a mandatory amount of alcohol to?
I don't know. Probably baseball, because that's what softball leagues are. Right?
Well, yeah, softball already has a mandatory amount of alcohol added to it. You're right. Boy, what's something that requires a lot of concentration? Like, well, I was going to say darts, but
yeah, darts would be fun.
Darts happens too.
Yeah.
Sharpshooting, the biathlon, where they ski and shoot shoot guns. That would be good.
Tug of war?
Yeah.
That wasn't a very good question.
Okay. Well, at least the answers were consistent.
Who do you know that reminds you of a character in a TV show or movie?
Ooh. I mean, you used to kind of have a Kevin James thing going on. You were sort of the King of Queens guy.
Yeah, but then I got fatter.
Well, okay. Yeah. So, man, that's good. Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
When King of Queens was popular, I thought, oh, Paul's Kevin James.
I always thought that you reminded me of Richie Cunningham in high school because you had a little shortcake sister.
I did have a little shortcake sister.
Yeah, and your dad would sit there and give you advice.
Oh, my God.
And unfortunately, folks, I was not the Fonz. I was Potsy in this situation. I certainly wasn't the Fonz. I think probably Steve was.
Yeah. You may have been Ralph Mouth because you still had it.
No, that was Gover.
All right. Fair enough. Al Del Vecchio?
That was my dad. Okay, back to you.
Oh, thanks. So I was watching this movie. Speaking of characters playing characters, it's a documentary on Netflix, and they had Rob Corddry telling a story.
Okay,
and then they cut to Paul Scheer acting out Rob Corddry's story.
Oh my God, I got to see that.
Which I thought was hilarious.
And then
they cut to Paul Scheer telling his story, and Rob Corddry is playing Paul Scheer.
Were you involved in this at all?
Oh, I wanted to be so bad. All the goofy-looking bald guys. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, whose turn is it?
Your turn.
My turn. Okay. Yeah. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
I would just go with functional things. Probably having sex, and then probably going in number 2.
I would go with number 2. I watched Dante, the dog living at our house, do a number 2 yesterday, and I'm like, he looks ridiculous out there in front of everyone. He's got to be humiliated. And then I thought, man, if everybody was watching me do a number 2, I'd look ridiculous and be humiliated.
What are some of the nicknames you have for your friends?
Well, so you go by Eden.
I don't go by that.
Well, sometimes people refer to you by that.
Yes.
And that, of course, came from the movie Eating Raoul in the late 70s or early 80s. And then
Raoul is kind of like Paul.
Our friend turned it into Eating Paul.
Yes.
Which then just got shortened to Eden at some point. So Eden is what you go by now.
I don't go by that.
I feel like you kind of do. So
I don't go by that at all. There's one person still alive that calls me that, and I don't care for it. And I'm glad he's not texting me today.
Okay, I'm going to stick by that answer, but
do you remember we were freshmen in college, and so you were going to go by Topher.
Yes, because it was so cool. Yeah.
And I thought, well, I need to have a nickname. I'm going to go by Gooch. Do you remember that?
I forgot about that. Where did you come up with Gooch?
I just wanted a cool nickname.
Gooch is pretty cool.
It never worked.
It didn't take off.
It's not, what you want is something cool that comes natural, and then you own it, like the Droosh. I mean, is there anything cooler than that guy? Or his nickname.
Okay, I would say not much cooler than the nickname. That guy?
Okay, but the nickname fits him.
It does, yeah.
I mean, he is the Droosh.
He is Drooshy, yeah.
Okay, back to you, Chris.
Okay. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
I think Gilly would be kind of rude sometimes. I think she would be very
Seriously?
much like, leave me alone.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
napping.
Okay, yeah.
But the answer is cats. Because they like to do things on their own terms. You know, you've had cats before.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
And Blue wouldn't be. Is she still sit by you? Yep. She'd be your buddy, and she'd talk nice to you the whole time. But cats, they do what they want to do.
See, I think cats would be passive-aggressive with their rudeness.
Isn't that rude, though?
It is. It is. I was thinking more overtly rude, and I would have to go with a blue jay. I just think they're loud and obnoxious.
Blue jays are dicks.
As birds.
Yeah.
They are. They're real assholes.
Have you ever been chased down by a blue jay?
I haven't.
I
I'd be
have.
terrified,
If you get near a tree with a blue jay nest, they will start coming after you.
Yeah, and I think they would just have filthy, vulgar language.
Yes, they'd be awesome. Okay, this is really going well. Let's see here. Toilet paper. I'm going to do two. This is a short one. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over. Absolutely over.
Yes.
There is somebody in my house that when they change the roll, and thank God they changed the roll, they always go under.
Yes.
And then you know what I do? I switch it.
I have someone in my house I live with.
Uh-huh.
Of all the people I live with now in my house, okay?
Yes.
Who does the same thing. And I switch it.
Yeah.
I've never said a word to that person.
Oh, you're a good man.
Ever.
You're a good man.
Because I think that would be more annoying.
Yeah.
You're putting it down and then I switch it.
I don't get it's harder to rip when it's under. It wants to continue to pull. I don't understand it. Yeah.
So yeah, we're strong on that one.
Yes.
If you were wrongly put into an insane asylum, imagine you'd be wrongly put in there. Okay?
Wow, that's the first thing that's hard
Right.
to do.
How would you convince him that you're actually sane and not just pretending to be sane?
I've actually wondered this before because I've seen the movies where the people are insane and they're acting completely goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that aren't insane are like begging. No, I'm really fine. So you can't beg.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. I think Anthony Hopkins may have been on to something at the end of Psycho where he just sat there and said, well, look, there's a fly on me, and I'm not even going to swat at it. And they're going to say, well, that young man wouldn't even hurt a fly.
Ah.
He's fine. I think I'd just try to be cool and nice and, put some zingers in there every once in a while, compliment the guards on their uniforms and fitness. And
Would you give trouble to the other people there?
No, I think I'd try to help the other people there.
I think it'd be funny.
Sometimes that doesn't sound too bad.
Okay. You have one more question?
Sure. Let's see. What kind of cult would you like to start?
I've been watching the rockumentary called The Vow, where this guy starts his training company, and then he starts a cult and makes the women brand themselves.
Oh my!
And the women get other women to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Nexium.
Oh yeah,
You've heard about that?
Yeah.
And at first you think, oh, these women just are drawn to this guy, and he has different partners.
Mm-hmm.
How can you legislate that? How can you say that's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
It's their choice. But there's so many coercion things that I now would never want to start a cult. It's too coercive. Coercive?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, a free will organization.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of free will organization would I want to start?
I'm glad you made that distinction. That's good.
Yeah. I don't want people to do something they don't want to do. I really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't either.
Wow.
Did you hear that thunder?
I guess a functional Democratic Party would be nice.
Okay.
I tried that one, but it didn't work.
Yeah. How about just something based on kindness? I know that's not funny, but we need more kindness in the world today.
I mean, the idea of cults too. I mean, where does an organization start being a cult? Because this cult, in this rockumentary, it's okay, baby. They were coerced because they had their friends there, and they were challenged their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that happens all the time in every organization. You go to a Rotary Club and go, why didn't you show up last week?
Yeah.
You know? We need you here.
I guess it's when you completely abandon the rational side of yourself because I don't. You've been brainwashed, or you buy into. I have no way of knowing what's right or what's wrong. So you tell me, and I will believe it all and go by it. I don't know where that breakdown happens.
Yeah,
but
what's easier?
It is easier. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, and they also have a thing where you are better than other people because you know this stuff.
Yes, you're special.
Yeah,
That
and
bothers me.
yeah, that's why I never could. If I was in front of a cult leader and they're like saying, "Paul, you're special," I'd be like, "You're full of shit." Everyone knows that's not true.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah, come on. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay, what cult would you start?
A cult of kindness.
Oh.
You know, you hear about the cults of personality or the we're better than you. I watched the Heaven's Gate documentary on HBO Max, and it started out like, well, we've got some different beliefs, but the leader guy gets built up in their head that they're better than everybody, and then they tell you you're special if you do what they say, and it's just to feed ego. A non-egoic cult of kindness. Yeah. Oh, that's
I would
good.
start the Elcott the Next Step.
I think that's a good one.
Okay, I have one more question.
Oh, good. Okay.
In 40 years, what will people be nostalgic for?
In 40 years, what will they be nostalgic for? They might be nostalgic for a phone that you can carry around.
Yeah.
We might have chips in our heads or something
like
at
a
that
phone
point.
that's separated from you.
Yeah. I think they might be nostalgic for that, for being able to step away if you wanted to at some times, because I wouldn't be shocked if we're headed to the point where your communication will be integrated.
I tell you, I wouldn't be shocked if our grandchildren don't go to college, meaning Google or Amazon's going to start a higher education type thing, and the campus life is gone.
Oh, yeah. Driving. People may be nostalgic for actually driving a car. We may all be in self-driving vehicles then.
Yeah.
We all may. Who am I kidding? Like, we're going to be around in 40 years.
Right. And don't you think also Olivia Rodrigo will be bigger than Taylor Swift?
Oh, yeah. She'll be huge by then.
And we'll be wondering who Taylor Swift was.
Yeah, Taylor who? What?
Yeah. Hey, this is kind of a nostalgic thing. Have you ever seen the... Folks, my wife likes these reality shows, and they're on, and I watch them. There's one called The Circle. It's on, and they text each other, and they try to pretend like there's someone else so they can win money.
I read her tweeting about that show. I've never watched it.
Watching the episodes really put me into I don't understand their language. I don't understand their reaction to things.
Yeah.
The way they talk, they're texting each other and they say, I'm looking forward to seeing you, # good day. Well, why would you hashtag something if you're not on Twitter or any social media? But that's become a thing. They're texting each other with a hashtag.
Oh, wow.
It's like, and they say the things that I don't get. And it made me really feel old, Chris.
You're old. You're old. We're old. I'm older than you.
So it made me maybe be nostalgic for people of my generation, Chris.
You know, I have one to add to the list.
Okay.
Amy here said that you guys have your own cult right here, Sane People. I think there may be some people listening to this show that 40 years from now will be nostalgic for Past Week Next Week.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So that was questions, folks.
And I don't think the fact that we didn't prep showed up at all.
I think there's too many of these, too.
There's a lot of them there. Yeah.
Well, we got some big news to tell you about. A special feature I was hoping we could do today, but we didn't.
Yeah.
I can't wait till our special guest is going to be on. It's going to be after our break.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to even say who it is, but it's one of the biggest stars I've ever seen.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If any of you listening want to try to take guesses, that'd be kind of fun to see. But big, a musical act.
Yep.
Someone to look up to, someone to aspire to be like.
And
I am pumped.
Oh, I am so excited. So, do we have a date for that yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But this is going to be big, and I can't think of anything bigger.
Yeah. We'll check out him here. What?
So we're going to take a break. We're going to take a breather, and then we'll come back with the KC Scoop so you know what's going on locally. And we'll be back with more Past Week Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060. We dare you.
Nothing refreshes like A&W root beer. So good. Just right. Let's have some tonight. A&W root beer.
This is Drew from KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew. Listen to the show every weekday at 3:30 p.m. and live show Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
Guys, want to get your wife or girlfriend
Kansas City.
It's the KC Scoop for May 16th.
Oh, this is a fun segment.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Take it away, Chris.
Hey, thanks. Speaking of fun, Governor cuts unemployment benefits. Governor Mike Parson announced that the state is cutting off all federal pandemic unemployment benefits in an attempt to push people back to work. Parson said those extra federal benefits will end for Missourians June 12th, so a little less than a month away.
Let me throw this out. Everyone's bitching about that labor shortage and no one's working at the McDonald's. Remember when we used to love the frontline workers and we cared about them and thank you for working at a grocery store and food? Now it's like, F you, get back to work.
Yeah. Make me my Big Mac.
Right, and get paid $7 an hour and don't get your benefits. Hey, if you think that's dumb,
okay,
listen to this. The governor's even done something worse.
What?
Governor drops plan to expand Medicaid in Missouri. Missouri Governor Mike Parson dropped plans to expand state's Medicaid health care program to thousands of low-income adults after the Republican-led legislature refused to provide funding for the voter-approved measure. This, as you know, drives me crazy, and the people of Missouri wanted this.
We voted for it. It
Yeah.
came to a vote of the people, and we voted for it, and
they'll suffer no repercussions whatsoever.
yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll still get voted in.
Yeah.
Hey, but how about this? Jackson County COVID-19 vaccine tracker. 30% of people are fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Jackson County has administered more than 240,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine as of May 11th. That's up 6% from the previous week's tally of 228,000. In Jackson County, 30% of people living in the county are fully vaccinated.
All
And
right.
again, that's as of May 11th. So numbers going up.
Let's keep making progress. Those are the things from the past. Now for the next upcoming. You're excited about this?
Mm-hmm.
Cargo Largo project brings hope for jobs. A 524,000 square feet Cargo Largo plans new facility meant to consolidate its operations in Independence would be more than 6 times the size of its current facility in the city. The company's 300 jobs and $10 million annual revenue in Kansas City would transfer to Independence.
That is exciting.
That's fun. This goes out to Lynette and Megan.
Yeah, they love the Cargo Largo.
And I think my friend Danny Mona goes there a lot too.
I go there once every couple of weeks, just look around. There, you can find some good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Hey, how about this? Some events for you guys. Today, Sunday, May 16th, Lenexa Outdoor Concert Series. What a great day for an outdoor concert.
I know.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's at the Sarco Par Trails Park at 8808 Greenway Lane in Lenexa. Bring your lawn chairs or blankets and a picnic dinner to enjoy a variety of live music in a lovely outdoor setting at the Garden Pavilion at the Sarco Par Trails Park in Lenexa. Free admission, free parking, restrooms available. Learn more at lenexa.com/.
Sounds fun. I'll be there.
Oh, man, me too.
Now, on Wednesday, I'm excited about this. Jessica Page at the Front Porch 707 Front Porch Concert at the Second Presbyterian Church. It's at 705. The Second Presbyterian Church is there on 55th Street in Kansas City. All invited to join as we welcome guest music, Jessica Page, for a 707 Front Porch Concert. I guess they do it at 707. Jessica is a master storyteller, translating personal experience into the music that is sophisticated, diverse in its influence, and instantly relatable. So that should be fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be good. Hey, and speaking of fun, and I mean that, Thursday, May 20th, the Kansas City Mavericks, 7:05 at the Cable Dahmer Arena.
I didn't even know
her. In Independence, it's $2 beer night. The first 300 fans will receive a voucher redeemable for $2 beers or soft drinks. What could go wrong?
Yes. The Mavs. Hey, let's get ready for the weather next week.
Yeah, what's
folks.
it like outside?
Today, showers likely. It's thunderstorming. Blue is scared, mostly cloudy. It's going to be up to 61 degrees. High chance of rain. New rainfall amounts between a tenth and a quarter of an inch, especially higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. But tomorrow, nothing changes. A chance of showers, mostly cloudy, high near 74. Tuesday, again, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy, the high is 75. So it's 1 degree higher.
Well, hey, we're trending right.
Wednesday, showers likely, mostly cloudy with a high near 76. And Thursday, showers likely and possible thunderstorm, mostly cloud and high near 77.
That
is
brutal.
The KC Scoop, folks.
Yeah. Wow, now everybody knows what to do in town here.
You know what really makes us mad is wasting money on CDs with only 1 or 2 good songs.
Yeah. Tell them about Punk.
Yeah, we got this CD called Punk. It's loaded with our favorite tunes, man.
Yeah.
Just listen. This Punk CD has 36 tunes, man, and I'm telling you, they're all great.
Yeah.
You also get Huey Lewis in the news. Romantics. And the Fix. You can only get this CD by calling this 800 number, man.
Yeah.
So call now. You can get all 36 36 of these great songs on 2 CDs for only $26.95.
Or 2 cassette tapes for just $21.95.
Here's how to order.
To order Punk, call the number on your screen or send $26.95 for 2 CDs or $21.95 for 2 cassettes, plus $4.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Rush delivery is available. Remember, this special offer is not sold in stores.
I was overweight and looked terrible, but AIDS helped me lose 46 pounds. The AIDS diet plan helped me lose 28 pounds.
AIDS helps control your appetite so you lose weight, yet AIDS lets you taste, chew, and enjoy. And the appetite suppressant in AIDS is not a stimulant.
AIDS helped me to lose 18 pounds, and it doesn't contain anything to make me nervous.
Question, why take diet pills when you can enjoy AIDS? AIDS helps you lose weight without making you jittery.
Watching CNN last week, you examined the deadly flaws of this aircraft. You joined 4 newsmen in remembrance of Frank Reynolds. You debated the censure of 2 congressmen. This week, get the facts about AIDS. A CNN special report.
Welcome back to Past Week with Chris. Past Week Next Week with Chris and Paul. I'm a little thrown off, Chris.
Oh, why is that?
I gotta do a better job of scrubbing our commercials, I think.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a little uncomfortable.
Hey, speaking of failures.
Yeah.
My failures. I've had the text line up and I haven't noticed it.
Oh no.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault except sometimes the texter wants to go on the Zoom.
The Zoom.
And sometimes he wants to. So how am I supposed to know where he's supposed to be?
Wow. Yeah, this is tough. I don't know how we're going to work this one out.
Well, here it is, folks. Here is some text from the texter in what we call a segment called Text from the Texter. Dear Chris and Paul, is a portion of the reason that the uneducated rural white person loves Trump due to possibility that Melania has a penis? Do they fancy him having sex with a man because of their own repressed homosexual feelings and they wish they had the courage to be honest with themselves? Just asking questions, just like Tucker Carlson asking questions. How would you answer that, Chris?
Wow. I mean, I don't know how you argue with the logic of that line of reasoning. I can't refute it. It must be the case.
I think it's true. Since I'm the one downloading your podcast, can I split the money with me? Yes, I'd be glad to do that with you. The plastic bag gas thing is staged. I think so too. Just trying to make things are worse than they really are in the country.
You think people would really do that? Try and make things look worse than they are?
Absolutely.
Huh, okay.
Now, would you go into space if given an opportunity?
I don't know. I think I'd be scared.
Nah, I have no desire to do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather go inside the inner space.
Oh, you're an inner explorer.
Yes.
You're like Martin Short inside Dennis Quaid.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Beef jerky prices are too high. I think that's true. And I would say, President Biden, what are you going to do about the high prices of beef jerky?
That's you with the questions for the president.
Hey, he's the president. I voted for him. I support him. I believe he'll make the right decisions.
Yeah.
But my beef jerky got to be cheap. Okay? Brian's dog is named, the texter's dog is named Lucy. I don't know Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is scared of thunder. Chris is scared of poop. Chris loves bags. I went bar hopping last night. That's fun. The texter says, let me in. He's mad about it. You should advertise you welcome our participation and then not let us participate. This is where he's getting angry because I forgot to look at it.
Yep, you can
You
hear
shouldn't
it.
advertise that. Tucker Carlson is a piece of shit. I would agree with that. Ellen is gay. I think she's made that clear. Paul loves Taylor Swift. It's so true.
Now that's true.
When you see someone on the side of the road, you should stop and help. What if it's a MAGA truck? Do you stop then?
Man, he comes up with some great questions, this texter guy.
Okay. I'm not. If I see someone on the side of the road, I usually don't stop.
Yeah.
Because what do I know?
Yeah.
I guess I could help them change a tire, but I can't.
I could.
I know nothing about motor vehicle stuff.
I've called for people I've seen on the
Yeah.
side of the road before.
I think I would do that. Pull over. Hey, MAGA, who can I call?
Yeah.
And they'd say, nobody. I'm believing Jesus is going to help me here. Okay, I would do that. David Letterman phoned in the last several years of his show.
It's true.
You know, he deserved it. He was he was great. Over. Women do not even ask the question over or under. They don't see a difference.
Okay.
What were we talking about there?
I'm not sure.
Anthony Bourdain. MAGA is a cult. I wish I would have started. You'd be rich. Chris is scared of thunder. I'd like to see a Mormon cult. That's a gay cult. The cult of kindness. More from the texter. I'm nostalgic for when you guys used to answer my text. He says, I'm a Republican. When is the Kentucky Derby party at the Lakewood Local? At the next one is the first Saturday in May.
Mm-hmm. Next year.
Danny M is a tool. Bring an umbrella. Restrooms are not free. Jessica eats worms. It's about time. I tried to log into Zoom twice. Huh.
Wow. And by the way, speaking of Zoom, Amy says that she would like to go on the Zoom, but most Sundays she just rolls out of bed. So she needs a little advance notice. And Kelly says she'll do the Zoom after Jane fixes her wild post-COVID hair. So, Kelly has made an appointment and is going to have Jane do her up.
I would imagine that both of those individuals look lovely.
They've got to look better than both of these individuals on the
Right.
podcast right now. That's for sure.
So someday I think it would be really wonderful if they would be on there.
Mhm.
So we've derailed.
Totally.
And I sincerely want to apologize to our friend the texter
Mhm.
and say I apologize. Based on your performance, I don't know if I'm going to look at the rest of the show for anything. But we move on. We move on to get you prepared for the next week. That's kind of the
that's
the thing, and we do it through headlines and predictions. How do we do? Tell the good people what this is all about.
So the setup, the context, the background, the a peek behind the kimono, if you will, on this segment is we take real news stories, but we write our own punchlines or takes on these.
Yeah.
So we turn real news into a joke, and I don't know
wait a
of
minute.
anyone that's ever done this before.
Right, so you're being informed, and then you're laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's hard. You're laughing so hard at one that you often miss the setup for the next one.
Yeah.
So try and keep
So-
your laughter to a minimum.
So make sure you're educated and entertained. Back to you, Chris.
All right. Here we go. First story. Representative Elise Stefanik has officially replaced Representative Liz Cheney as the new chair of the House Republican Conference. Republicans voted to elect Stefanik to Cheney's former post after Cheney was ousted from that position this week for criticizing former President Donald Trump over his false claims of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election. And in a beautiful display of grace, in order to show there's no hard feelings, Cheney has invited Stefanik to accompany her on a quail hunt. Paul? Get it?
Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Israel readied troops for action in the Gaza Strip, raising the likelihood of a ground invasion following several nights of exchange airstrikes. Israeli airstrikes left several senior Hamas figures dead, while rockets fired from Gaza killed 4 Israelis. Israel reported that 3 rockets approached Israel from Lebanon, though no one has claimed them. Many observers expected this conflict because everything else from the 70s has already been rebooted.
Oh.
Chris?
Well done. The CDC said that those who've been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 now largely no longer need to wear a mask or practice social distancing indoors, in addition to mostly being able to stop wearing masks outdoors as previously announced. Unvaccinated people remain at risk and should still mask up. And given the general reasonableness of most unvaccinated people, what could possibly go wrong? Paul?
Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Gas lines and panic buying continued after the Colonial Pipeline started ramping up operations again after a ransomware attack disrupted a pipeline that surplused nearly half of the eastern coast fuel. Colonial Pipeline said all markets should have begun getting some fuel during the day, but some of the southeast continued to be plagued by buying panics that made shortages worse. Yet in those same southern areas, there is a surplus of soap, toothpaste, and science books. Chris.
Science books. According to the Sanford Police Department, a man is accused of attacking his family with a samurai sword. Detectives said Gary Campbell used a katana sword, which is a kind of Japanese sword wielded by samurais. Based on interviews with Campbell, detectives said they believe he intentionally attacked his family. Campbell, who is white, is being charged with attempted criminal battery and unwoke cultural appropriation. Paul?
Thanks, Chris. And closing on a very low note.
Oh, good.
Instead of following breadcrumbs in the Mayfield Heights Police Department, are following a trail of candy wrappers. A woman reportedly stole 84 Reese's peanut butter cups and 2 12-packs of beer from Circle K in late April. The police were able to track down the candy getaway car. The woman who owned the car said she gave an acquaintance a ride to the Circle K on the day of the convenience store crime. The woman's identity is unknown at this time, and local law enforcement is investigating. Please contact the authorities if you know the whereabouts of Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh, wow. Yeah, all right. Oh, we did it.
I spent 18 hours trying to think of who the authorities should be looking out for.
Hey, I think that was good.
I was going to do Donald Trump in drag.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to do a Chris Christie in drag.
Okay.
But this is what I'm nostalgic for. We don't make fun of fat people anymore.
You miss that?
I think it'd be better for us.
We've come a long way from the Larry Mondello days.
Yeah. They always put a laugh track on when Larry Mondello, who by the way wasn't fat.
No, he really wasn't.
But they'd show him eating.
Uh-huh.
And my wife mentioned this. She's the one who notices. If you ever see him, he's eating an apple, and they just do the laugh track of him eating an apple.
Yeah, because he's a fat kid and he's eating
but
an
it's
apple.
an apple.
Yeah. We've come a long way.
We sure have, Chris.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to have a show for the next 2 weeks.
Correct.
We're taking a break. You're going on vacation.
Yeah.
You're traveling internationally.
I am. I'm excited and nervous.
A different culture. When's the last time you went out of the country? China?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you count out of the country. You know, I went to the Dominican Republic a couple of years ago for my honeymoon. So I guess that was technically out of the country. That was the last time. But the last time I've had a major long trip out of the country was, China to get Abby in 2003.
Yeah.
So we're headed to Peru on Friday morning. We're going to go to Cusco and Machu Picchu in the Sacred Valley. And it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Just, man, got the itch to go do something. And now we're fully vaccinated and still going to mask up and wear a face shield on the plane.
You'll be out of the country for how long?
We leave on Friday, the 21st. And then we get back like on Thursday, June 3rd, I think it is. So, and then I'm off work for 2 full weeks, and that hasn't happened since I went to get Abby. So,
wow,
I am excited about this, but nervous, always nervous when I head out of the country. You know, I don't know why.
Do you speak any of the language?
I do not. The language is Spanish, and I can say cerveza, baños, and cebolla, no cebolla. That means no onion.
Oh, good. It'll be interesting to see your experience there because, like I've been to China. You've been to China. You can speak English in China. They teach their kids other languages.
Yeah.
And then even when I went to Sicily, they spoke Italian, but they spoke English too. They could understand English.
Yeah. I
couldn't understand anything, including English.
I know. I wish I knew Spanish. I really do. I feel like it's a little... I'm fortunate that I speak English, and I've checked it out. English is spoken at the places we're staying, so we'll be fine.
Do you know why English is such a worldwide... People want to know it. You know why, right?
No, tell me
Well,
more.
a lot of people will sit there and think, well, it's because America, we're the leaders. No, it's because we're rich. It's the commerce. It's the language of commerce.
It's a profit deal.
Yeah, it's money.
Okay.
So that's the deal. So we've lucked out, folks.
We have lucked out.
We've really lucked out.
Yeah, that our language. Yeah, it was funny. You may have noticed this in China. Little kids on the street see you, and they're so excited to say hello and show you that they know how to say hi in English. It was so cute.
Now, when I went with a group of people, and they were a bunch of go-getters, so they were trying their best to speak
Chinese.
And I think it was Mandarin.
Probably was.
Mandarin.
Cantonese is only way down south.
Yeah.
Much smaller geographic area of the country.
And the people we were with are just kind of, okay, thanks for trying. And I tried, and then I gave up trying. And then they liked me better.
Yeah.
They liked me better because they're like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm too stupid. And they're like, look at this stupid guy.
Look
We
at
love
this.
him.
Look at this transparent, stupid guy.
Yeah.
He's stupid and he knows it, and we
Right.
respect that.
That's what this show should be called.
Yeah.
Now, it's not all your fault. Next Sunday, I'm going to a foreign land.
What?
Called New Orleans.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Man, the last time I went to New Orleans, I sat down and ate so much food, I felt drunk.
From the food.
From the food.
Yeah, the food is good.
I just
got
to take it easy, man.
Just moderation, you know?
Yeah.
Just enjoy the bites.
It's
really
so
chew on
good food, though.
I know.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Here's the crew that's going. My brothers.
Yeah.
The Droosh is going.
Nice.
And he's my roommate.
Oh, well, that'll be fun.
And Jack, who happens to be all up in your face, will be going.
Oh, wow. It's going to be a good crew.
Yeah, is it? We'll be there a Monday. We'll be a Sunday and a Monday night.
Oh, that's a quick little trip down there.
Yeah. So,
anything like? Are you going to go to Cafe Du Monde and get a beignet?
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely going to do that. And I'm sure we'll find some great places to eat.
Yeah.
I think the younger fellows are going to want to hit the bars and the Bourbon Street. I've been there so many times. I like going to the off Bourbon Street bars now. Mm-hmm. But you got to experience Bourbon Street.
What's the place where you get the hurricane? Is it Pat Riley's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patty. I don't think it's Riley, but
whatever
anyway,
it is. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
So, I guess hopefully you're prepared for the next 2 weeks, folks.
Yeah, you're on your own. I feel like we've set a good example. People know how to look at the past week, and they know how to prepare themselves. So this will be a good test.
Yeah, I worry about a couple people, but I still think they'll be okay. So, anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Why don't you close us out, Chris? Just
all
do it
right,
and do it right.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Past Week News on KCTK Radio, Delmarva Talk Radio, and Good Talk Radio. Plus, support our sponsor by picking up some Ranger Rob Pet Poopy Bags. Oh, boy. Warner Music Group Rights was partially muted because it